Hey, I'm Chris Brown, Associate Publisher with BBM, that's Bobbitt Business Media. I'm here with Solomon Cramer, Avis Budget licensee from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Solomon, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Sure. Well, we're going to talk flexibility of operators, and I guess you'd call it rolling with the punches after, drama over the past more than 25 years, actually. I mean, heck, we can take it from 9/11 to 2008 to COVID, and now to whatever tariff situation we're going to be in. How do you survive all these different things? You never know they're coming, right? And they just come.
You never know you're coming.
Yeah.
I think you just have to build in as much optionality as possible is always the word I
Sure.
use. You figure starting in 9/11, right when I got into business, all of a sudden, literally one day later, travel stopped, and then it
Yeah.
was down 30-40% for 5-6 months. And what do you do with your vehicles? How do you get out of it? And you just have to kind of figure it out. I mean, years were good for 6-7 years, and all of a sudden
Yeah.
the Great Recession hit, and
Yeah.
same thing,
Yeah.
dropped 20-30% in business, and everybody was worried cars weren't worth anything. I mean, we just had a gas crisis, but then we rolled back out of that, had a good decade or so, and then out of nowhere COVID hits, and
Yeah.
revenue for many people dropped 80-90% overnight. And it was a matter of going through and trying to look at the forest past the trees and just really
Sure.
understand. And I think one of the great things you have when you've been in business for so long is you end up gaining the wisdom of how to react to things.
Sure.
And one thing that really helped us with COVID was having gone through the Great Recession in '08 and
Yeah.
knowing everybody overreacted and sold down their fleet.
Yes.
So once things came back in '09, nobody had any cars, and we got great revenue and we got great residuals on them.
Yeah.
And the same thing happened, not that anybody dreamed of the microchip issue, but
Yeah.
everybody had sold off their cars, and all of a sudden nobody had any cars, and you're renting U-Hauls in Hawaii for $300 a day when
Yeah.
you couldn't give anything away before. So we're dealing with tariffs is the latest buzzword now. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens with them, but I think the key thing is to create optionality, to create the ability to pivot. We don't know
Yeah.
what's going to happen. We don't know if it's going to happen by the day, by the month, but you need to have flexibility in your fleet plan and in your operation to be ready for whatever comes.
Would you say that in general, holding on to fleet in certain times was probably, like, in other words, like depreciation's dropping off the cliff. Oh my God, I think I got to get rid of these vehicles to get them off my balance sheet. But holding on to them because things are cyclical, right?
Well,
I mean,
they are cyclical,
Yeah.
and you always want to look at what are you going to do with the car, what's the exit plan, and
Yeah.
what's the replacement plan. You can't just sell the car
Absolutely, yeah.
to get out of the car and not know this is what I'm going to replace it with. So we sat there at the end of March and we bought 150 cars because I saw we
Okay.
had the opportunity to buy them at pre-tariff pricing, and dealers
Yeah.
willing to sell them. And I
Okay.
fundamentally decided I was not going to be able to buy the cars any cheaper in May.
Yeah.
So let me pull them forward, and if the used market bumps, we can sell additional cars. If we need them or orders get canceled, we have the extra cars. But
Yeah.
it's building that financial flexibility and that operational flexibility that you can sit there and roll with what comes.
Yeah, and certainly you've got the relationships with the manufacturers, and that takes a few years to build that up, right? Let me just ask you about diversification. How would you think diversification would play a part? I mean, are you trying to diversify through many OEMs?
Well, I
or-
think you always want to diversify your fleet.
Yeah.
You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. Even beyond just a residual standpoint or a risk tolerance standpoint, you have the issue of recalls. I mean, we can look through the years of Toyota having a massive recall or
Yeah.
Ford having massive recalls. And if you're 50-60% recall affected vehicles, that's a serious problem. We also have started really along the diversification, for diversification of disposal, we started really focusing on retailing more and more of our cars.
Oh, okay.
We retailed about 25% of our cars last year. We're trying to get that up to about 50% in pure retail, and having the variety and the diversification makes it a lot
Sure.
easier to sell 50 different cars than 50 Toyota Corollas in white. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Are you retailing them on a lot, like an owned lot that you guys have now?
yeah, our own lot. I mean, we
Okay.
full service operation. We'll take
With
in
your-
trades. We'll do financing. We'll do warranties, and just a way to be able to help shave off that depreciation curve and
Sure.
and create a different option other than take it to the auction and just get whatever you can get. I mean, at least we have the ability to have a different avenue of distribution.
Yeah, and last question. I just kind of would want to put a fine point on fleet, you know. And I said, hey, what's car rental really? It's fleet and customer service, right? But getting the fleet right, you know, we can talk about rates, you know, but you get the fleet right, then you're really going to be more in the black, and your margins are going to, you know, just give an example of how
Well,
getting that fleet
well, you
right really
figure,
matters.
Yeah, for a lot of operators, fleet costs is 40 to 50%.
40 to 50%.
Of your bottom
Yep.
line, and that's where you're really going to move the needle.
Yeah.
I mean, you can sit there and try to watch things here and there and save a point here, save a point there, but if you're able to cut your fleet costs by 25%,
Bingo.
you might triple your margin on it. I mean, your revenue management and your fleet costs are really going to drive the business. I mean,
Absolutely.
you're not going to make or lose money based on the fact you have one too many counter agents, but you will if you have 10% too many cars, or if you buy the wrong cars.
Yeah. I mean, selling
And-
that unit for $400 more at a certain point is going to put a lot more profit back in your.
Oh, absolutely.
You
I mean,
know,
where we're at 3,000-4,000 cars right now, I mean,
Yeah.
every dollar on the residual goes $3,000 to the bottom line, and it adds
Sure.
up pretty quick, a lot more so than trying to save money on your copier.
Yeah, absolutely.
So-
Really good point. Fleet is everything. Hey, Solomon, thanks for joining us today. Appreciate
Pleasure.
it. Okay.
Thank you.